Mr. Beast. Let's try to hit all of our main topics here. So I think everybody had kind of a visceral reaction to this thumbnail. First of all, without even analyzing the content of the video, I think we can all just look at this and appreciate how fucking dystopian and weird it is. Like this man, the smile, first of all.
Why are the thumbos like that?
It's just weird, man.
It's like, is this a new thing? I mean, if Mr. Beast is doing it, must be like there must be a reason for it. But yeah, it's so creepy.
And then this kid who's like, obviously like fake Photoshop tears, but it's almost like, look what I did for this little fucker. I don't know. He's like, he thinks he's like the Willy Wonka.
The thumbo universally is like seen as like a weird one. But I think that's like the new meta, I guess, on YouTube is like a Darmon ass thumbo.
Yeah. Well,
you know?
Mr. Beast, yeah, like you said, if Mr. Beast is doing it, then you know that's what it is.
Video has
and you know how he works.
76 million views right now.
What?
Video has 76 million views, so something's working.
Yeah, immediately, and I saw some people talking about like this thumbnail's demonic.
Yeah, it was Lol Overruled who said that there's something entirely demonic about this thing, and he left it at that, and he just showed like the thumbnail, and people were like, "You're saying it's demonic to cure 1,000 people's blindness? Like, fuck you." And the dude that they're dunking on is like a fucking public defender. Like, dude, what do you mean? He's like, his entire life is fucking charity. You dickheads, shut the fuck up. Like, he's literally he literally defends poor people in the criminal justice system. Like, shut the fuck up.
People get very defensive of Mr. Beast, you know, and I get it. There's people that try to take shots at him, some journalists and stuff over silly shit. And he is, you know, a good guy that does good things, and people fucking just love him, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm not criticizing I think he did a great thing. I think he did a great thing.
Yeah.
And I think the people who are criticizing it, you and others, the criticism is that the fact that we live in a country where so many fucking people are desperate for an entirely curable illness.
10-minute surgery.
Dude, it's an curable blindness. Like, they cannot see, and you can cure it in 10 minutes.
Yeah. It's just like little suck.
And it's like so third world of us.
Well, I mean, but so even Mr. Beast, like, who is still very much a big fan of capitalism.
Can you switch to this?
He's a big fan of capitalism, Jimmy. And even he recognizes, despite being a big fan of capitalism, that this is like weird because he literally in the video says it doesn't really make sense because like these guys could just go back to work after their blindness is cured. You know what I mean? And it's like,
yeah,
that is, again, he has arrived at the heart of the problem, which is that it doesn't even make sense from a pro-capitalism perspective because you would have a more efficient labor force that you can, you know, that you can work harder if you want. From the point of capital owners, that's precisely the reason why most developed nations, if not all of them, have some form of either affordable or free healthcare for this fucking reason.
So the actually,
except for America,
and
we're pieces of shit.
I think Mr. Beast is actually getting a little bit radicalized from this, which is great, right? Because
I don't think he is.
But listen to this tweet. He says, "I don't understand why curable blindness is a thing. Why don't governments step in and help? Even if you're thinking purely from a financial standpoint, it's hard to see how they don't ROI on taxes from people being able to work again." That he's 100% right. And the reason is because we hate poor people.
No, the reason is because we can make more money. We can make more money off of this. Money! That's the whole point. It's like we are so desperately looking at any avenue we can to just squeeze out like the remainder profits that we can. And America is like accelerated on the capitalism, on the stages of capitalism, I guess, than other countries, in the sense that like it's conducting self-harm to its labor force, to its citizens, specifically so it can make more money in the stock market and in general drive more profits because it's profitable.
I think
because
Americans hate poor people. They don't want to help other people. They think that they should help themselves.
Well, Steinbeck has the wonderful quote on this. Socialism will never work. I mean, I guess it's I'm paraphrasing it, and it's attributed to Steinbeck. But he says socialism will never work in America because the working class do not see themselves as the exploited proletariat, but instead temporarily embarrassed millionaires.
I think that was Mark Twain.
It's attributed to Steinbeck, but I don't think I don't think it's either of them.
I'm looking it up right now.
But yeah,
but it makes sense if it is
exactly
Steinbeck,
right? Because we have this rugged individualism, and people, especially poor people, who are like, I'm barely rich enough to afford that. Then they go, I don't want none of my taxes going. They get obsessed with like, this is my money, fixing these goddamn homeless degenerates. Money. They're like, I cannot see, I cannot work. Go flip a burger, you degenerate. I cannot see. Well, that's your problem. Maybe your mama shouldn't fuck their cousin.
See you, old partners.
It's just it is unimaginably cruel, and it's very frustrating anytime I fucking see like the feel good stories that they run in the media specifically to be like, see, we have the power to take, matters into our own hands and save ourselves. And it's like, bro, everywhere else, like in fucking Brazil, people aren't thinking about this in the same way.
So in his video, something that stood out to me is he lists all these other countries that he's going to help people with preventable blindness. So it's like America, and then the other shit was like
it's just all African nations.
Yeah, like
all developing countries. It's America and then developing nations, because America is a third world country with a Gucci belt, straight up.
Jamaica, here, let's see.
Yeah, all as many people as possible. Western imperialism.
Mexico once surprised me a little bit, but I guess we looked into that because Mexico does have universal. I guess it's just a really long wait to get it done. Honduras, Indonesia, Brazil, Vietnam,
in Brazil
Kenya,
it's free too. In Vietnam, it's like also
Jamaica, and where we had the biggest impact of all, America.
Yeah. It's crazy though. Like as far as looking at those countries,
dead, incurable blindness.
Baseball
No.
games and picnics in July.
Curable blindness.
what is that?
Curable blindness. It's just 10 minutes with the needle, and you can see once again. That's America. All right.
Number one in police brutality per capita. Number one in like the prisoner population on the planet in totality, but also per capita. Number one in medical debt. It's just we are number one, baby, in like all the fucking worst ways that you could think.
It was Steinbeck, actually.
No, it is it is misattributed to Steinbeck regularly. I'm pretty sure it's not actually.
What I'm seeing is that the version temporarily embarrassed millionaires is not like, that's a later corruption of the actual quote, which is that everyone is a temporarily embarrassed capitalist, and that is Steinbeck. He did say that.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So I think the video, it exposes something really fucked up about our country, and that's why I think people were having a reaction, not to Jimmy, who obviously is doing a good thing. He's putting his money out there to help people, and that's awesome. But nobody wants to see how much we're actually failing the people of this country.
I think the funnier part about that quote that I have to also mention, the original quote, is from A Short History in Progress by Ronald Wright, and something that he has Steinbeck has talked about regularly about communists is that he says, I guess the trouble was that we didn't have any self-admitted proletarians, people who are, proud of being working class. Everyone was a temporarily embarrassed capitalist. Maybe the communists so closely questioned by the investigation committees were a danger to America, but the ones I knew, at least they admitted to be communists, couldn't have disrupted a Sunday school picnic. Besides, they were too busy fighting amongst themselves.
Some things never change.
Funny. Yeah, you know what? The average price for this surgery in the United States is $7,000. It takes 15 minutes to perform. That's a lot of money for a $15 operation, a 15-minute operation.
Yeah.
But if it's just putting a little vacuum, shit, I'll do it. You know what I mean? Just train, why do we need doctors? Just train someone with a little vacuum and get it in there and suck that shit out, bro.
Dude,
I'm not even joking.
Wait, are you? No, dude. Of course not. What
No,
the fuck?
but if it's just
That's literally like the libertarian solution. Absolutely
no,
not.
listen to what I'm saying, bro. if you just need them to do this one procedure, you can learn how to do it and do it super cheap for a ton of people.
Bro, the problem is not that like qualifications are too high to do medical procedures.
No, but this one we gotta let's get people in there and start sucking, bro.
Sucks.
What's funny about that is like when something goes sideways, you start like gushing blood out of an eyeball artery. He's like, oh, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm letting.
Yeah,
But if you can't see, then like, what do you have to lose to go to fucking?
Dude, that's crazy. Dude, you are literally
Jeff's eyeball sucker shop.
Okay, you are unironically making like the Milton Friedman argument right now.
I'm not.
This is like the hyper libertarian solution.
Dude, I'm not saying open heart surgery should be done by like your neighbor Barbara.
All medical procedures.
I'm saying
be
the eyeball
conducted.
shit. I'm saying let's
shot.
get some suckers.
I am not in agreement there. No, here's the real solution. You are wrong. What you should do is not deregulate medicine, but instead make it free to educate people so we have more fucking doctors.
It's cheaper. My way's cheaper.
And also have a public healthcare structure, a nationalized healthcare structure where doctors have to do a couple years in rural hospitals so we can finally have better medicine in rural areas, because currently, as it stands, even though healthcare is not considered, hospital administration is not considered profitable, and therefore there aren't enough, rural hospitals. It's not profitable anywhere. It's already being operated by wealthy donors and government spending. Make it so that doctors have to go and work in rural hospitals.
I have an idea. How about this? There's a clinic, Ethan's Eyeball Sucker, and then you have. Hold on, hear me out. So you have 8 rooms with trained folks with the eyeball sucker, and then you have one doctor there. So if something goes wrong, they could, if the eyeball starts to die or their blood, they have go into red alert, blue code. The doctor comes in and can help out.
Hold it.
That sounds horrific.
Yeah, but you know what's horrific? Not seeing when you can see.
Now, I understand why you have this opinion, but I can see a million ways that this goes wrong, and you're basically saying, listen, poor people who can't get their shit fixed, they're going to get some lower quality healthcare, but, it's
better than nothing.
No, that's an awful way to look at it. That's that is the...
Is it?
Yes, Ethan, that's crazy.
It's better than nothing, dude.
No, you need to if
I'm
everyone
homeless,
gets quality healthcare.
Look, obviously that's not the ideal solution, right? Obviously.
It's not a good solution at all.
It's not the ideal solution.
One shared by many libertarians too. I'm letting
listen,
you
I
know.
don't care about what libertarians care about, okay? Fuck, they can all go die in a fire. I don't care. This is me. I am
metaphorically.
What am I? I don't have a fire. I'm not throwing anyone to a fire, right?
You don't have a fire.
I can wish death.
He doesn't have access to fire.
I can.
You can't anything.
Let's see. Let's move. Let's get off the death.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying it's the ideal solution, but it is a solution.
Yes, I
right?
mean it is a solution.
I acknowledge that. It is a solution.
It's a solution. There are
got him.
But it's not a good solution, Ethan. It's a bad one because it's one that would lead to many, many complications down the line, long-term consequences. It's literally...
You don't know that. You're just saying that.
Why do we need abortion
You don't know
clinics?
that.
Why do we need abortion clinics? Why do we need abortion facilities? People could technically do back alley abortions. What happens when people do back alley abortions by
Oh, this isn't back alley,
random untrained people who are trying to offer them help with
I'm not saying back alley fucking cataract surgery. I'm saying Ethan's eyeball sucking shot.
I feel like
highly trained.
Cataract surgery is a little bit more complicated than taking an abortion pill, which you can now at this point do at home. When the moment that we talk about surgery, even if it's just a little suck, I think that is still a very complicated process, and it should be handled by medical professionals, not just people who are learning about eyeball suck.
Listen, we just did a poll. 32% says they would let me suck their eyeball. And they're not even blind, probably.
66% says no.
It's sucks.
Yeah, but still 30%
It's not looking good, Ethan.
No, but you're missing the plot. You're missing the real point is 30% said yes.
while sucking.
That's a business.
The
We're in
principle behind
business.
what you're advocating for is exactly why Milton Friedman would advocate for the Ford Pinto to continue.
Bro, I'm not
being
co-signing
sold.
Milton. I don't even
No, but
co-sign
I know, but the
anybody named
principle-
Milton.
I know, but the principle is the same because, like, you're basically saying individuals as consumers have the responsibility to make rational choices in the market, and therefore government regulation should be abolished in this field, or at least like deregulated, because ultimately if you die and you get a Ford Pinto, if your fucking car explodes and when you're in the process of driving it, it's not up to Ford and it's not up to the government to make sure that there are standards that they need to abide by. It's up to the individual consumer that made the choice. And if they're poor, they made the wrong choice by getting a Pinto, but at least they got a car for the process before it exploded on them.
Bro, I don't even know what you're talking about. I just want to suck people's eyeballs.
Okay.
I think I found a video.
Listen, I want to show you this, okay? How hard is it? Can we train?
To be honest, it looks pretty hard.
Okay, well, let's see. Oh, God, that's really hard to look at. I think it's fine. It's a medical.
I mean, it's not
procedure.
graphic.
It's not even bloody.
Yeah,
I
bro,
guess
you want
just
some motherfucker that's not
Full
a
screen that,
doctor
full
to do
screen that.
this?
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Let's. I just want to see. I want to see how easy. Okay, yeah, that looks pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
He's,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I would rather have this be, like have the
trained.
qualifications for this, dude.
yeah. I'm not saying they shouldn't be highly trained.
Yeah,
Jesus,
play the
this is
Chestnut
gnarly.
song over this instead. How about that?
Hassan said it, not me. Play it.
After watching this, Ethan, I don't think
Guys,
I
you
want you
talking
stuck on
about
my
medical
eyeball.
procedures? Like, what the fuck?
hell.
We are not living in the 14th century. Okay,
That's
we're in
so gnarly.
2023. We already know that this shit is like super hard to do. What the
God.
fuck?
Wild. This is honestly
That's a
crazy.
lot of stuff on there.
Ethan's like, I don't get it. Like, what's the deal with surgery? You just like cut someone. get
Bro,
a
I'm not
butcher to do
talking
it.
about open heart. Damn.
I mean, that's the same like caveman fucking attitude that people had in like.
Wow. That was wild to see, though.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I could
Ugh.
do that. I could do that.
I could do that.
It's just a little sucky.
Yeah,
When you
yeah.
practice, you get a VR, you get a little eyeball.
Ethan, I'm seeing this
Yeah.
video is actually advertising cataractcoach.com. Maybe this is maybe you could get coached.
Hey.
No, that's the worst part. So optometrists are like
I get that off screen.
A lot
Jesus
of
Christ.
the vision as a part of like healthcare is usually not like fully covered by insurance almost globally, and part of that is because like it is a very privatized sector and they maintain low prices on some of the things. I think like LASIK in general, like LASIK eye surgery is one that like libertarians always talk about. Is it LASIK eye surgery?
I think
I don't
the
wanna
Those
robot
are a
does
lot
that
of.
shit now.
I think it's a lot of private companies that do the LASIK.
Yeah. So like they always use that as like well, look how easy it is to do LASIK eye surgery. Like, and that's because it's deregulated. And I'm like, nope, fuck it. Let the government pay for it. Make sure that the people doing it are, make sure the people
What about
doing
this?
it are knowledgeable.
Because you got to go to the doc to become a doctor. It's like 8, 12 years, something like that, right, of school on top of your bachelor's. So let's say this: eyeball sucking school, 1 year, all about eyeball sucking. They'll be more trained than a doctor. You think doctors do 1 year on eyeball sucking? Hell no. 1 year.
I don't know
doctor.
I don't know
I'm
the
a fucking
process,
moron.
but I'm sure that you need to learn everything about like the brain and human anatomy before you can do eyeball sucking. You're
Also-
ultimately going to come around to my argument, which is that like in order to become a doctor, you definitely need training and you definitely need a fuckload of knowledge. And it's not about like deregulating that aspect, deregulating the training aspect. It's more so about making it so that more doctors can exist by depleting the financial component. I mean, making it easier for people to become doctors in general. Yeah, Tim Pool was advocating for
Tim
me.
Pool is actually with us. This is a moment of clarity for our country. Mr. Beast is galvanizing everybody to make cataract surgery accessible.
This year, Hasan Piker.
Wait, having seen that video, would you let Ethan suck your eyeball? It's still 22% says yes.
So there's still 20.
Yeah, I did a new poll post video to see what the change was.
I
and
guarantee
the yeses
you
have gone
guys,
down a
if
bit.
somebody came from eyeball sucking school after 1 year and they sat here, they'd have all the facts, bro, and y'all be with 99% suck me daddy. Anyway, whatever.
Somebody, a fan just left a message. I'm studying optometry, and the space you're working with in a cataract surgery is like 1/10 of a millimeter. But I think Ethan could do it. That's
There it is, baby. The fans.
You're
love
not helping, Jay.
Yeah,
This video changed my mind. Ethan's got it. Okay.
Yeah,
y'all are
dude,
freaks.
The
Dude.
smaller the space, the less work.
Yeah. Okay.
Good thing. It's a good thing.
Yeah. Why do we need med school, bro? People are fucking crazy. Like,
No, med school is good. Med school is good.
It's just so it's bankrupt, dude. It's defunct. It's just silly. You don't need that kind of training.
Didn't say that.
You watch the video, you go, oh, how cute and how nice. I watched the video and I'm filled with rage.
What's wrong with you?
That we shut off access to a 10-minute procedure because we paywalled it and decided that like some people just simply can't get it. It is so insanely frustrating that it like it's up to like people who are too poor.
Where's Tim talking about it? I just heard Hasan say all that.
In 2 seconds.
He's literally in the room with me.
Dextero says Twitch streamer Hasan Beast. Dextero
You have like an uncanny ability to pause things right before it gets to the relevant.
He's right. He's not ragging on Mr. Beast. Dextero says Twitch streamer Hasan
God.
explained why he's filled with rage from watching Mr. Beast's newest video where he cures 1,000 people's blindness. He's right. Why is it up to one YouTube guy to make content off of this,
Radical Tim
which will
Pool.
generate money? To do that,
worry, it'll go off
it's
the rails in a
mind blowing
second.
to me.
He's right
And a lot
there,
of people-
man.
He doesn't even fully go off the rails, in my opinion. Like he just look. I'll just give you the short and sweet of it. I covered this yesterday as well. He's actually mad about my coverage of it because like one of my fucking fan channels, Hasan Productions, posted it like, you know, Tim Pool calls out Hasan Piker or whatever when like he was agreeing with me, and you know, fucking Hasan Productions doing clickbait again, getting me in trouble. But he basically says, the government is spending $100 billion in Ukraine. The government is giving millions of dollars to do like, gender education in Pakistan or whatever. Why the fuck are they spending that money on that? They should just be spending the money here on healthcare, which I agree. Okay, I agree. But I was making fun of Tim Pool, saying like, yeah, the fucking the gender thing is true. Okay, the State Department does shit like that specifically for PR because they want the liberals in America to be like, oh yeah, you know, our military machine isn't just about endless bloodshed and extracting natural resources from the third world by force. It's actually about teaching people in Pakistani madrasas about they, them, non-binary people. Like, it's not. That's just that's literally a blip on the radar. It's just.
I love that's like. That.
It's $10 million.
Yeah,
is nothing.
That's of the national budget.
And I fucking doubt that actually ends up going to a program like that.
Dude, if you express that as like a percentage of the national budget, it'll look like one safe moon's value. You know what I mean? One
It's
crypto
nothing.
zoo.
It's nothing. And he misunderstood and he got mad. He was like, even when I'm defending Hasan, like, why is he fucking attacking me? And I was like, bro, it's a fucking fan account. Like,
good research there, Tim.
Yeah, he said you don't do your.
Dummy.
He says I didn't do my research, but I actually did. I'm like, I didn't say that the government is not actually, you know, spending money on teaching people in Pakistan about being non-binary or whatever. I know that there is a blip in the overall budget.
Part of the funding agreement for Ukraine is they have to put kitty litter boxes in public bathrooms for all the cat girls to use.
We're not in Ukraine because we want emancipation for Ukrainian people. We're in Ukraine because we needed to reappropriate the budgets from Afghanistan to like another avenue, and this was perfect.
True, King.